Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Outhouse podcast. I'm your host, Avery Fair. And look, like I said, he's still alive. Teddy Kosick. Ted, what's going on, buddy?
I'm here. I did it. Ghost Recon's a game that exists in the world, so I don't have to stay at work really late anymore.
Got that right. Buddy, it was you've been working pretty hard, huh?
Yeah, it's been tough. Busy period. Black Friday's coming up. It's a big thing for video games. Games coming out. A lot of shit happening, A
lot of shit happening, you're right. And
look at that topic list. Ooh.
I know, talking about a lot of shit, And speaking of shit, that's why you're at the Outhouse.
Ooh.
But yeah, so this is episode 9. Let's jump into the swing of things. Earlier today, on Tuesday, October 8th, Sony had a press conference with Wired, or it was broke by Wired.
Yeah, because Wired did their original whatever also in April.
Okay. And so we got a lot of new information regarding the PlayStation 5, which is the official name of Sony's next-gen console. I know, shocking.
Whew.
It's going to be coming out as a window for holiday of 2020. That kind of puts it, I think, where we expected, I think.
Yeah,
maybe 21.
I was looking earlier today. I think, if I recall, Xbox One and PS4 both came out in November of the same year, 1 or 2 weeks apart from each other. So I don't know. They'll maybe both be November this next year. Who knows?
There we go. More details, courtesy of Nibelian on Twitter. Let's see, official name, PlayStation 5. A lot of things I don't really understand what he's saying. Ray tracing support is hardware based. New SSD will help boot times, loading times, and streaming.
Ooh!
Controller has now adaptive triggers, haptic feedback, new speakers, USB Type-C. I saw a lot of people like the USB Type-C thing. Yeah,
USB Type-C is the superior USB. It's way better than USB Mini. It charges faster, the data transfer and everything's so much faster between it. It's a USB Mini currently.
So what is this thing that we have?
USB Mini.
This is the Mini, and this Type-C is superior to this.
That's right.
This is shit.
That's right, basically, yeah. Goodbye.
So that actually made a louder noise than I thought.
It's funny. So you're reading all these things like ray tracing and SS. Honestly, I just picture that meme where it's the WWE guy, and every time it's he leans further back and further back and further back. And last one, he's like, that's funny. But I don't even know what ray tracing is. I don't know. It's supposed to make games look better.
You're in the fucking game.
You are the game. I don't really understand what it means.
I am Kratos.
I don't really understand what it means. What'll change? I just know it makes it better, so that's cool, I guess.
All right. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of what the dev kit was kind of looking like, but he said that Wired confirmed that is real. Developers have access to both the dev kit and the new controller. I don't know. I don't know if you can kind of see that. That's kind of
fucking ugly. I hope that's just.
I don't know. I was reading comments and people were saying how dev kits aren't typically how the final console looks like. It's more about just them testing shit on it. So hopefully, because that looks like a tripped out iHome.
Yeah,
some shit.
I'm not a big fan. I would be shocked if it comes out looking like that, to be honest.
Yeah. Blue Point Games, developers from Shadow Colossus. They had said Marco Thrush, the president of Blue Point, we're working on a big one right now. They most recently worked on last year's remake of Shadow of the Colossus. Did you play that?
I did not. Well, I know it's a good game though. I missed out. Yeah.
I tried. I was one of those that couldn't. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was the controls. It felt too outdated. Things like that. He went in deeper into the new controller, saying that the haptic feedbacks will replace the rumble technology found in the controller since the 5th generation. With haptics, you truly feel a broader range of feedback. So crashing into a wall in a race car feels much different than making a tackle on a football field. Adaptive triggers. Developers can program the resistance of the trigger so that you feel the tactile sensation of drawing a bow and arrow or accelerating an off-road vehicle through rocky terrain. I mean, so again, a lot of these things are maybe some minor details, but will ultimately enhance everyone's gaming experience.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got better battery. It's going to be a bit heavier than the DualShock 4, but lighter than an Xbox One controller with the batteries in it. Yeah. Apparently, he also states that the haptic feedback could have been included in the PS4 Pro, but they decided against it. And then finally, what I think may be one of the most interesting pieces of news that came out today was that you will now be able to essentially pick and choose. Bless you.
Thanks, man.
You may now be able to like pick and choose which part of a game that you would like to install into the console.
Yeah.
Whether
that's
it's
cool.
Just single player you want to worry about. Hey, fuck single player. Let's just jump right into multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of cool. You can pick and choose. Excuse me. Which one you can do, and I don't know. That's to me, that right there is the definition of future of next gen.
It's cool because I mean, like for games like Call of Duty where you just want to jump straight into like this year we might play the campaign, but normally we just jump straight into multiplayer for COD. So if you don't even have to worry about downloading the other 40 gigabytes of single player stuff, like
remember that one year where we had to wait for
it was when Infinite Warfare and Remastered came out. We had to play like 2 games of Infinite Warfare while we waited. It was stupid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw somebody tweeting. I don't remember who it was. It was Ryan McCaffrey, maybe not. I don't know why I'm thinking him, but someone was mentioning how haptic feedback's actually been in Xbox controllers before, and just hasn't been utilized except for the developers that do Forza. So it's like one of those things. It's the same as to me as like the PS4 controller now, where you have the lights and the touchpad, but nobody uses that stuff. Like the only time I think I've used the touchpad in the last 2 years is on.
It's usually like a button for like the map or some shit, or like just
right. Yeah, it's like the map button.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a map button.
Detroit Become Human, I think, used it. I'm pretty sure. But like I don't know. So it just depends to me if people actually like use that or not. Mm-hmm. Or when people like play Call of Duty, I know a lot of people turn off the vibrate altogether. So like will people just like I know all the pros turn off vibrate. They don't play with any vibration at all. So like will people just turn off this option? It'll just be a normal controller. Like I just don't know if it matters that much.
Nope. Don't like that.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
So Teddy, with all of this brand new information, we still don't know the price point. If you had to say a price, what would you say? Remember, the last thing is that, didn't you say that it can play 4K DVDs?
It can, 4K DVDs, yeah. Okay. So buy that $550 MCU, whatever. Play it on your PS5.
We'll talk about that later.
Price? What's the PS4 Pro? 400 or 500? Do you know?
400, I'm going to say.
I would be shocked if this is not a $500 console.
Shocked.
I would say that.
You'll be shocked.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Dude, with an SSD, with all these new components, unless they somehow got some wild deal to lock in a manufacturer for like ever, I just don't see how they can sell it for less than $500.
The PlayStation 4 Pro was released retailing at $400, $399.
I think that's the right price point. I just don't know if it'll be there. I think it might be. It'll be 400 or 500, and I'm leaning 500.
I have faith in Sony that they will not fuck us over, and they will release it at $399.
Maybe.
It's going to be $399, and they're going to eat the losses for the first year and a half.
However long. Yeah.
And because I don't believe that they're going to risk another PS3 debacle where it's, I mean, sure, all of this stuff that they talked about, it's worth, believe me.
Yeah.
It's some high-tech shit in there, but the average person can't go drop $500 like that.
I don't disagree. I just don't know if they can make any money at $400. I guess we'll find out.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways that I think that Sony is quietly working towards. I'm sure you've heard other people talk about how the PlayStation Now, the price just got dropped, but like it was a weird announcement where it wasn't that public, but it almost flew under the radar. And so that kind of also tells me that they're sort of gearing up to try and unveil this brand new program that's going to bring in a lot of people from a membership perspective that I'm sure they're going to try and couple the PlayStation Now with the PlayStation Plus. So, I mean, they're going to be able to try and get a lot of money through subscriptions that could possibly offset the cost a little bit down the line. But I don't know. I feel like they have such a stranglehold right now that they just don't want to. Plus, I mean, there's the whole thing with what's his name, Sean Layden, right?
Sean Layden,
Sean Layden, excuse me. That was kind of weird, but we digress.
We'll see.
It's cool. It's badass. PlayStation 5 next holiday season, so start saving up.
Also, I bet you they rename PS Now to. I heard this from somebody else. PS Now will probably become like PS Plus Pro or something like that.
Yeah.
It'll just be like the direct competitor to. I think was that on Kind of Funny?
Maybe somebody said that. I think it was on Kind of Funny.
I think that makes sense. They're behind on Xbox for sure, but they'll try to figure it out.
Yeah.
I think they'll be whatever their next iteration of PS Now is like when they relaunch it. It'll be pretty different from what it is currently.
Yeah. Well, buddy, so that's going to be coming out next holiday season. What's not coming out this holiday season?
Omega lol.
It's going to be Doom Eternal. So Bethesda sent out I should have had this up ready to go. Bethesda released a statement regarding Doom Eternal and an update. They basically said, throughout the development of Doom Eternal, our goal has been to deliver a game that exceeds your greatest expectations across the board. To make sure we're delivering the best experience for Doom Eternal to live up to our standards of speed and polish, we've made the decision to extend our launch date by a few months to March 20, 2020.
March 20, 2020?
Yep, a lot of twos, a lot of zeros.
2020, okay. See them in 20,000 years.
Well, it happens, I guess.
It is what it is, yeah.
I mean, I was looking forward to it, but just like anything else, if you need a couple more months to get it right, then take your time.
What's interesting is I think this puts Death Stranding more in my realm of maybe playing now this year.
Why is that?
Because before I was gonna try to play Star Wars before this came out, or in December or whatever, and Death Stranding was just not gonna make the cut this year. But now I don't have to try to finish something before Doom. So
so I mean, speaking about that, let's kind of take a look at how this shakes up the landscape here. So now with starting in we're almost to the midpoint of October. The next couple weeks we're gonna get Outer Worlds. Call of Duty.
Right. Oh, I do want to play Outer Worlds. We get that on Game Pass, though, don't we?
We do.
That's OP.
I know. It's already pre-installed, ready to go.
You're right. I forgot. Yeah.
Outer Worlds. What did I say? Call of Duty. And then in November, like you said, Death Stranding. Pokemon Sword and Shield. We'll get Star Wars Fallen Order. And that's about it for 2019. So before we go into 2020, I wouldn't necessarily have anticipated Doom Eternal to be in the Game of the Year conversation. It could have been. Yeah. But it's kind of weird because after coming off of last year where there was the heavy hitters of God of War, was Red Dead 2.
Red Dead.
Those are games that were going up for the Game of the Year, and we had both experienced those. Yeah. When we hear people talk about what's going to be the Game of the Year for 2019, we kind of say, well, let's kind of sit this one out.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know what it'll be. I don't think Star Wars will be there. I mean, maybe Death Stranding is some like weird banger. It's like one of those like masterpieces that just maybe doesn't appeal to everybody. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you can pee in the game, Teddy.
I guess so. What's Nintendo had this year? There's top grade.
I don't expect Pokemon to be up there, but there's
Luigi's Mansion's good, but it won't be there. Mario Maker's good, but it won't be there. Maybe
Fire
Sekiro.
Does
Sekiro become Game of the Year?
Yeah, so I think the three leaders of the pack is Resident Evil 2 remake, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and then Sicario. So those are Sekiro. How do you pronounce it?
Sicario? That's a movie. Sekiro.
Oh, is that the one with Benicio del Toro? That guy?
I think so. Maybe.
Is that what I was thinking of?
I don't know.
I think so. Sicario. I think that. Yeah.
I never saw it.
Is it good? Oh, well. Okay.
Oh, well.
So we haven't played any of those 3 games, and
Nope.
I honestly don't. Unless Resident Evil 2 is for sale on Black Friday, that's the only one I could possibly jump into. But we were going over. I mean, I played Kingdom Hearts 3, Division 2. Personally, I thought Division 2 just from the standpoint of the multiplayer aspect and the connectivity of it, kind of put it up there, maybe top 5. But yeah, it's a pretty weird year. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a down year. It's just a weird year to the games that everyone's talking about don't really fit into our wheelhouses.
Yeah, definitely. Apex, Apex might be a game of the year for me personally, but
yeah.
Next year will be a lot better. Well, I shouldn't say better, but like for us, it'll be more what we're known to play, I guess, between Cyberpunk and things like that.
Interesting. Well, let's take a look real quick on what's coming in 2020. Wow.
Okay.
What a great segment. The Last of Us Part 2, February 21st.
Oh, Jesus, The Last of Us. That's right.
Hey, did you know that Avery's playing it right now?
What?
And he's
the
never
first
played
Last
it.
of Us?
Yeah.
Well, at least he's doing it now. Better late than never.
Still a bad friend. Last of Us Part 2, February 21st. Final Fantasy VII Remake, March 3rd. Watch Dogs Legion, March 6th.
That's right.
Animal Crossing New Horizons, March 20th. Probably won't play that, but a lot of people will freak the fuck out.
Yeah, totally.
And again, like I said, Doom Eternal sliding in there at March 20th. And then after that, like you said, Cyberpunk 2077. And then the next thing we'll talk about with the Avengers game, that comes out, like you said, May 15th.
That's right.
I don't know what... I think I saw that one Dragon Ball Z game's coming in January, so obviously I'll pick that up.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But 2020 is about to be lit.
And then Ghost of Tsushima supposedly is still...
That too.
Before PS5, they said.
Yep.
There's a lot of games next year, dude. There's a lot of games. And then whatever launches with next gen, right?
Isn't Halo
I'm
Infinite?
sure that...
Halo Infinite is
Halo's in the fall.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be other big first-party and third-party games launching with next gen. Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff next year.
Buckle up.
Next year's going to be like last year, basically.
Yeah.
And if you compare it, I feel like last year was like a hill. This year's a little bit, not like down, but like a little bit down. And the next year's back up the hill again. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, buckle up. Prepare that wallet.
I'm ready. Prepare the wallet. That's for sure.
I might need to do some hours of overtime,
Yeah, definitely. I feel you.
Or just stay at work. So next, like I mentioned before, with the new Avengers game, more news came out with Kamala Khan, otherwise known as Miss Marvel. She is going to be a central focus point of... Is my phone frozen? The next Marvel game. And so, with that, this is coming from Games Radar by Alicia Mercante. Miss Marvel, so she is going to join Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor as playable heroes. And so, essentially, Khan is going to be, she states, the beating heart of the game and the reason why the Avengers reassemble 5 years after the events of A-Day. And so, I guess the developers have been saying, Square and, what was it? Crystal Dynamics.
Crystal Dynamics.
That throughout, ever since the trailer first came out, it's been kind of her narrating the story and everything. And so I think this is coming from, she's been from the beginning, that she was there when that whole with A-Day happened and she got infected by the Terrigen Mist. And that's kind of how she got her powers of Miss Marvel. And obviously by her namesake, her favorite hero is Captain Marvel. And I think it's kind of cool. I know there's been a lot of scrutiny behind the, obviously the cosmetics of the game and how the characters look. But again, another reminder is even though this is coming out during, the peak of the MCU, that this is a completely separate entity, And, the whole thing that we get all sorts of conversation about multiverses and different realities is that people just need to try and go into this knowing that it's completely different from the MCU. So try not to get too hung up about, not being voiced by Robert Downey or Chris Evans and all them, and them not looking like how they're supposed to look like.
Yeah.
They're fucking comic book characters. Like, I mean, who's to say that he's supposed to look like Robert Downey or Chris Hemsworth or those guys? So I think that's pretty cool news. I mean, I was already planning to get it and play the shit out of it.
Yeah, me too.
This puts a nice little like twist to it,
Yeah, I mean, I'm still like I saw it at E3 and I was like, eh. And even the videos they put out since, I'm kind of like, I'm still gonna play it, obviously.
Right.
So this makes me a little bit more excited, but I don't know much about Miss Marvel, so personally, it doesn't really change my perspective. The thing that was interesting was I think the creative director, somebody in the interview said the main campaign's like 12 hours ish.
Okay.
Something like that. And then you can continue playing or doing, I don't know if it's side missions or side whatever, and it'll be like up to 30 hours if you really want to play like everything. So like 12 hours seems a little short, but then they also said they were going to have either new missions or DLC or whatever afterwards as like a live game.
Yeah.
So I guess that's fine. Like I'm not mad at it. I think it'll be one of those I jump into and just can play for a couple hours and have fun and beat bad guys and do it again the next day,
No, I hear you. Yeah, I think
and it's a Stadia title, so I'll probably play it on Stadia.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mr. Founder.
Yep, there it is.
But no, yeah. I think Greg was saying that on Kind of Fun on Games Daily the other day about that it's gonna be like the first year's free content, and so that's pretty cool. I mean,
that's cool.
I'm down for free shit.
Definitely.
Next up, sticking with Marvel. So, like we mentioned before, with the PS4 being the new 4K, beast machine, does that mean that you will pick up the $550 fucking Infinity Saga box set?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, you know how big of a Marvel guy I am. I'm working on finishing my sleeve with, the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet coming out of the TARDIS, and I won't be dropping $500 on 23 fucking movies.
All the movies are going to be on Disney Plus. We will have Disney Plus. There's just no reason to spend $550. It's so stupid.
I know. And, so that's coming out November 15th exclusively to Best Buy.
That's right.
So,
hey, man, if anybody that buys that, good on you, but pass. Hard pass.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, if I had $550 and someone said, hey, you either have to buy this box set or watch it burn, I'm going to buy the box set, I'm going to just have that shit and just watch them all. But like you said, odds are they're going to be on Disney Plus. Even if they're not all on there, the ones that I want to watch are going to be on there.
For sure. I would be shocked if not everything's on there. I know they said at launch Endgame won't be. It comes a little bit later because I think it's on.
It'll be there eventually though.
But it'll be there after a month or two of launch, and then they'll all be there. Whatever.
That's all I need. I mean, I keep watching Infinity War on Netflix. I've watched that.
And just wait for
times.
Just wait for the bonus. Like I think there's some bonus disc or whatever. Just wait for that to leak and be on YouTube. Watch it there. Who cares?
Exactly. Yeah. Not that we condone.
Not that I condone. Exactly.
See, look at that, covering our bases. Next up. So just a recap of what we've been.
Thought I heard something. You're good.
So we finished Gears 5. What?
We did that.
Week
that was the thing.
Or so.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
What'd you think about that, buddy? We played Gears 4. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, Gears 5 was fun. I think the campaign was fun. The last act was the most fun. The last 2 hours or whatever it was. It's definitely the most fun.
Yeah.
The ending was kind of abrupt, in a way. Like I didn't. I don't know. I mean, they're clearly setting it up for Gears 6, and I assume maybe to finish that chapter of Gears, like the Marcus Phoenix chapter. Maybe?
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, I thought it was fine. There was, again, it was on Game Pass, so
so it's free,
easy. It was kind of weird, like we talked about this while we were playing together that you were Kate and I was Del, and there was moments where you experienced having visions and I was unable to see those things.
Yeah,
and
it's weird.
I guess maybe if you were to go back, I think you possibly could both be Kate. That maybe
I don't think no. It forces you to pick different characters.
Well, then that's fucking stupid. So I mean, only one person experiences 100% of the story. I think that's kind of and then I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. Spoiler alert for the end. 3, 1, 0. So you fucking choose who to save between Dell,
Yeah.
and JD.
That's right.
And, from the get-go, from the beginning of the game, what JD does, you go fuck off, And we ultimately chose to kill JD.
Yeah.
But you looked it up, and it said that they don't even know if that's gonna stay true. That we don't know if that's canon.
Yeah, nobody knows which one's the real ending.
So, what's
I don't know.
why? What's even the point of putting that in there?
It is odd. It should just be a cutscene. Honestly, I don't really advocate for cutscenes that much, but it should be a cutscene that just happens and you can't control it. Like, I don't know what the benefit of letting the player do it is. It's
especially when you're going to retroactively change that player's decision.
I would think, like, there's no way you can play through Gears 6 based on your Gears 5 ending. Because what if you never played Gears 5, then which one do you get? I don't know. And they're not going to write two different stories, so
right.
One of them's canon, one of them's not.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, again, it was all right. I feel like Gears, the kind of vibe with it, it's been very, and again, I mean, yeah, it's an action game. You shoot fucking locust alien bullshit. But I just remember the first two, like, that was some scary shit.
Yeah, they're definitely not as, the tone is different,
like
I guess.
Yeah.
And it's
then
fun
now
for 10 hours or 12 hours, whatever it was. I'll play that every couple years for 10 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Next game we're playing is we picked up Destiny 2 Shadow Keep.
That's right.
But this is the first time. I mean, I remember we downloaded Destiny 2 on the PC, but I don't think I played it maybe for an hour.
Yeah, I didn't play it very much.
I'm going to be honest, and I think Destiny 2 might be the best game I've ever played on PC up to this point.
Ooh. It is. It does feel good playing on PC, I will be honest.
It has only... I don't believe it's ever crashed on me. It does not lag ever. It just runs like
really well,
butter.
Yeah.
It's just incredible to me.
Yeah.
Compared to that, to the bullshit I have to deal with on Fortnite,
right?
It's just incredible. I mean, the shit doesn't even render when I drop out of the bus. And Destiny 2 is it's fantastic, and I'm loving Shadowkeep.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good to go back. I heard that the story's shorter than I expected. Like, we might be halfway or more done with it already.
I mean, honestly. But
after that, I'm planning to keep playing because I'm going to force you to the fucking raid if we're not doing anything else next 3 weeks.
On PC.
Because remember when you did it with me last time? Huh? That's right. Didn't think so.
Hey, on PC, it feels great to play it, and I'll do the raid. Fuck it. You know?
No.
You know why?
No.
Because I'm starting the stream back up.
Lol.
Remember the coffee beans?
Oh, God.
They're coming back.
Okay.
Final story today. This comes from The Verge by John Porter. The streamer Hearthstone player banned for supporting Hong Kong protesters during the live stream. His name is Blitzchung. He was issued a year-long ban from Blizzard because he expressed against support for the Hong Kong protesters during a competition live stream. He had stated he pulled down his Hong Kong protester-style mask to yell, "Liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our age." Then the stream quickly cut to a commercial break. So it's kind of interesting because given that Blizzard again is worried about the potential repercussions with their business in China, it's actually really interesting that it's happening almost mirror with what's going on in the NBA right now. With the NBA, Daryl Morey, the GM of the Houston Rockets, issued a tweet stating just his freedom of speech in support of, I believe, the protesters in Hong Kong and things like that. And he's since, deleted that tweet. And I don't know if you know, I mean, you wouldn't say yourself the biggest basketball fan, but the Houston Rockets specifically are very big in China. Okay? I mean, the NBA is huge over there, but the Rockets in particular.
Yao Ming was there, Jeremy Lin was there.
Mm-hmm. And Yao Ming's actually, I believe, the president of the Chinese Basketball Association.
Okay, got it.
And so they're dealing with that thing over there in the league where, again, Morey said those things. It's been now deleted, but the Chinese, they have canceled broadcasting some of the preseason games because some teams are playing over there. The Lakers and Nets have a game later this week, and Adam Silver, the commissioner, has to now deal with whether he is going to. He's already issued a few apologies to the Chinese, but they haven't been very receptive about it. And so it's like, it's a dangerous situation, again, with Blizzard, is that they're in the same spot that they understand that their business is going to take a hit, but they're obviously, in my opinion, morally wrong for doing it, you know? And that's going to be the same thing with the NBA. So it's going to come a time where you got to make a choice, and the Blizzard clearly did. And you sent me the tweet from Jason Schreier, who said, from Kotaku, and he said, what was it?
There were employees at the Blizzard campus that were covering up certain parts of the statue outside. I can't remember exactly what they covered up.
So in the middle of the Blizzard's campus, there's a big orc statue surrounded by company slogans. Powerful statement here from the staff. This is also from Kevin Hovdestad. Not everyone at Blizzard agrees with what happened. Both the, quote, think globally and, quote, every voice matters values have been covered up by employees this morning. So clearly it's not going well for people there. Not shocked about it.
Yeah, I don't see either Blizzard, Activision, or the NBA going against the Chinese government. They're going to lose too much money.
Right,
honestly.
And I mean,
and that's going to be the way that it is.
And that's the ugly truth about it. And it especially with the NBA, obviously Blizzard, I don't see them, being very vocal about things, but it kind of sucks when the NBA, people of the NBA, and they mentioned this on Arizona Sports today, people like Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich, they're very outspoken about our own government, which, they should be, but now the idea of hypocrisy starts coming up because they're choosing to remain silent, which, again, you and I both understand why that is, but it's just ultimately not a good look for anybody.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
What can you do?
I don't know. We'll find out. We will find out.
We will find out. What we can do now is wrap this episode up. Next time, I think you should be seeing Joker soon.
Yeah, I will make plans to see that before the next time we record.
Perfect, because, we saw that on Sunday.
I do want to see that.
I have a lot of thoughts about it.
Yeah, I will see it. My parents are in San Francisco this weekend. So if not this weekend, I will see it early next week, and then we can record after that.
Sounds good. Anything else on the agenda? Okay, nope. Sounds good. Like I mentioned before, though, I seriously am going to try and start my stream back up. I got everything connected without your help this time.
Proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. And
boy's all grown up.
So we'll try and see how that works. I guess I have to put the Twitch back up down there. Maybe you'll start streaming too. You can start streaming.
I should. I don't know why I don't. Mine's set up. It's ready to go. Like, there's no reason.
Great. We'll make it happen, Pop.
Perfect.
All right, then. Well, that does it for episode 9 of The Outhouse. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, let us know what you think. Follow Teddy on Twitter at the Teddy Cossack. Over on Twitch, once it gets that rolling, Ralph812. I'm over at coffeeblock_910. Website coffeescorner.com. And Twitch is coffeeblock910. No underscore.
It is indeed.
So again, he's Teddy Cossack. I'm Avery Fair. Catch you guys next time. See ya.
Bye.
Where is it? There it is.